I'm Shyla.
I'm Jonathan.
This is our home, Dorothy. We're a full-time family. We have 4 kids. We have a 14, a 17-year-old, and a 6 and an 8-year-old. It is a lot. The 2 teens are part-time with us. So sometimes it's a lot, and sometimes it's just a lot. We also have 2 dogs.
2 dogs, big dogs.
For me, hippie means freedom. I mean, and that's our life. Everything in our life is about freedom and our rights, our human rights, and people not being able to tell us no. So freedom, like that's what being a hippie means to me. Freedom and being natural, living as naturally as possible is really important to us. But like with a border of sanity. I feel like, you've got to keep sanity.
It's being in nature as well.
Gotcha.
And barefoot. Dorothy's a 1998 Bluebird TC2000. It's an activity bus, so she came with the bays, which is nice.
And low miles.
Lower miles because it wasn't used as much as a regular school bus. It's got a 5.9 Cummins diesel in it with an Allison transmission. It's a front engine. Yeah, it's a tank.
Yeah, we love it. We've been living in the bus for almost 2 years. We started in a camper, and way back then we were actually researching going off-grid, like homesteading kind of stuff. So we discovered the Full-Time Families group on Facebook, and it was just this like light bulb moment, like, oh my gosh, there are people doing this full-time with their kids, and we went out and bought a camper. And we did that for a little over a year, and it wasn't quite right, so we built a bus, and it's been perfect. I mean, 2 years later, it's still perfect, so.
Right, it kind of just happened.
We jump. It's fun to jump. That's why planning can be like hard, because then you overlook the perfect opportunities right in front of you if you plan too hard. So. Come on in and check it out. Welcome to the front of our bus. This was kind of the most recent additions to our bus. We have the giant bookshelf up top, which was a massive addition for us. The swinging table that swings up out of the way so Jonathan can access the doghouse. So the buttons down on the bottom are kind of special. So the bus's name is Dorothy. We're from Kansas, and that's the yellow brick road. So that's like we're Oz fans. We both were a long time ago, and it just comes together really well. This space over here is like the kids' space. So this is where they eat, this is where they do their schoolwork, workbooks, coloring, crafts, kids' space all the way, which works out really well because we actually left part of the wheel well exposed for like a little footrest. TV that never gets used, genuine 1970s lamp that I adore. Over here, the couch, the big couch was a really big deal to us because we did come from a camper and we didn't have a family space. So we wanted to all be able to watch a movie on the couch, and we can, and we love it. So it's super comfy, doubles as a guest bed. It's very nice. Up here we have another bookshelf. I recently added the curtains. I'm not sure if I like them or not, but that added a lot of storage too when we added those. The Wizard of Oz, of course. We added a didgeridoo to our family recently. It was gifted to my husband. We have not learned to play yet. On our way through Tucson, we're going to add drums to the family too. Like we fell in love with the whole drum circle thing at Skoolie Palooza.
The aesthetics is all her.
Yeah. So if you can see it, I did it. If you can't see it, he did it. He makes it function, and he's amazing at it, and I make it pretty. And yeah, I'm pretty much a craft supply hoarder. There's craft supplies stuck everywhere on this bus because I'll find something, and eventually it's going to be something pretty. So
basically in the apocalypse, we're going to be good on crafts.
Facts. Last year we added 2 dogs to our family. They didn't start this journey with us, so we kind of had to find places for their things. So we've got the 2 dog bowls, and they're kind of inset so they don't spill all over the place. It actually used to be 2 bowls longer, and we didn't use the dinner bowls. And so we cut that down, and it's perfect for the dogs. This map here is everywhere the bus has been, everywhere that the bus has spent time in. So that's kind of fun to track, and hopefully we're going to fill in some more Eastern stuff this year. This is our kitchen. So this was a really big deal to me, was to have a really big kitchen because I cook all of our meals. So this is like my cooking space, my crafting space. This is my office. Welcome to my office. And we have the fruit baskets and the onion bags, and they hold so much of our stuff. And then I also added the produce boxes to hold even more stuff because we go through so much fresh fruit. All of the wood I painted. It was a huge project and very time consuming. Over here we have our jars. I believe they're half-gallon jars. They're really big jars. They have a bolt and a really big washer through the lid and the bottom of the cabinet. So they just hang out and unscrew. And they're really nice. They hold a lot of stuff. Oops, if I can get it back up. We really enjoy those. So I painted all of the countertops and all of the wood that you see in here. It's kind of a unique process. It's like I just kind of slap on a layer of paint, sand it down, slap on a layer of stain, sand it down, and do that over and over until I'm happy with what comes out of it. So, and same up here. It's just, there's probably 10 different colors of stain on this counter, and I just kind of like slap it around and sand it down until I'm happy with it. That was one of the hardest things for me in the build, because every time I thought I was done making wood, I had to make more wood. That was frustrating and tiring. We have an apartment size, it's a gas stove that we've converted to propane. And then we've got the apartment size refrigerator. It's 10 cubic feet inside, and it's got tons of space inside. Grocery day can be a little Jenga-y, but it's perfect for us. And even our cabinets, this one's messy, but lots and lots of space. Tons of storage space. We have our rollout pantry, which adds a lot of storage space for us, which is really, really nice. That was kind of like an afterthought that we didn't know we were doing, and I'm so glad we did, because it has been a space saver for sure. We have a double, it's an RV sink, so it's not as big as like a house sink is, but it's a double sink, which is really important to me. And we have dedicated dish drying space, as well as our dish drying rack that I'll show in a second. And then we also recently added a reverse osmosis drinking water filter so that we didn't have to carry around gallons of water to drink anymore. And that's been a really, really nice addition that we've added. Up here we have our dish drying cabinet. And so we just put our wet dishes up there, and then they just drain down into the sink and all over this area here. And they just live there. And all this whole area is super waterproof. It waters the plant for us. So that is super nice. That's my favorite thing in the whole bus. And then we have our pull-out trash can. So lots of trash space and dog food space. This wallpaper, it's just wallpaper from Amazon, but it actually inspired all of the colors in the bus. I found it and I fell in love with it, and I matched all our paint colors to it. So it's really fun. We really love the colors in it and the feel that it gives the space. So this area is sort of the bathroom. On this side is the shower, and around the corner here is the toilet, but everybody comes in thinking that they can walk through this wall. It's just a wall with bead curtains. Over here we have our bathroom, our toilet. We have a DIY composting toilet, which we really, really love. It's super efficient for us. We have shelving inside the bathroom over here and all of our towel storage. We have a really large peat moss bin, which we like because I only have to fill it maybe once a month or so. And over here on this side is our shower and our super fancy shower light. So that was my husband's demand, is that we had a big shower. So it's pretty spacious. It's 32 inches by 32 inches. So it's a pretty spacious shower. We also added this door. This wasn't part of our original plan because this gives privacy for whenever my teenagers are showering. And it also gave us towel storage, which was really nice. So that just locks into place. This is the only thing that we have to make sure it's locked whenever we drive. And it's normally locked anyways, so no big deal. Over here's our bathroom sink. We did debate on whether we wanted 2 sinks or not. My big thing is I don't want to brush my teeth over dirty dishes, so we did decide to do a bathroom sink. And it's nothing too special. It's our bathroom area, and then our fancy swinging mirror that everybody is super amused with because we couldn't figure out how else to mount it. We have a lot of storage down under the sink. It's like a endless cabinet down there, and we do have these really neat lights. They're magnetic and they're motion activated. So when we open some of the cabinets, the ones that have them, the lights just turn on and they're magnetic, so they stick to their little strips. So those are really handy. Those are a recent addition that I adore. Down here is one of our kind of power centers. This is like the 12-volt center that has our light above the sink, has our water pump and our water heater all on it. This is the master bedroom, if you will. This was our big sacrifice to get the floor plan that we have, is we've always had a king-size bed, and this is actually less than a full. It's called a 3/4. It's 48 inches, and a 4 is 54 inches. So, but it's been fine. Me, my husband, and the biggest dog all sleep on it just fine. We love it. We have the storage up above, which is meant to be laptop storage. It doesn't always work that way. A lot of craft supplies stored up there. We have the light that I love that's just like a sensor. It goes, I love that light. It amuses me. I love lights, apparently. And then we have over here on this side, there's actually side tables built in to the side, so that's really nice. And then my husband's itty bitty side table over there. On this side, we have the master closet, and it's pretty big. I think it's 5 foot by 2 foot, and it has the lights in there as well, actually, that I forgot to turn off earlier. And it's stuffed full of clothes, obviously, but it's a good space for us. We really enjoy it. And it's, again, over the wheel well. And again, we left part of the wheel well exposed because if we would have built the closet all the way around it, this walkway would have been very uncomfortable. So it's no big deal, except the kids love to climb on it. Over here we have like our solar control area that has all of that important stuff on it. And it also has a switch for our Togo Wi-Fi that's on the roof, so we can turn that on and off, which is really nice. I appreciate that. On this side we have our laundry hamper. I was originally going to get a laundry hamper into one of the bays, like a trap door, and that didn't work because we got solar, so we made this work for a laundry hamper. This back here is our bunk room, and this is our door to shut off our bunk room. We don't use it very often, but it is really nice to have. I mean, really, there's a big sound barrier between the two spaces anyways, but when we need it, it is really nice to have, and it's just on drawer glides, nothing special. And this is picture wall number 2. We love pictures around here. So this is our walkway into our bunk room. We were actually a little bit worried about, it's only 18 inches wide, and it's been just fine. It works great for us, even my husband, who's not a small guy. So as you walk into the bunk room, we have 4 bunks on this side, but the first thing you come to is the closet. And I believe it's 29 inches deep, 18 wide maybe, and it's hard to store things in this space. So we actually have these pull-out clothing racks in it, and it's not super organized. It's kind of chaotic, but that is how we store the kids' clothes. The younger two's clothes is there, and all sorts of other organized chaos above that. And then into here is all the bunks. So we have 4 kids. As I said, the 2 teens are part-time, so their bunks are on the bottom. This is my 14-year-old daughter Natalie's bed, and this is my 17-year-old son Jaden's bed. And so they're here part-time, so we made it to where their bunks could swing up out of the way and leave room for the younger 2 to have play space. This is the giant Lego box, and oftentimes there's lots of Legos all over the floor back here. The top bunks, this is Sadie's bed, she's 6, and this is Jackson's bed, he's 8, and they both have their own unique style in their bedrooms, and they love their spaces. And this over here it's a multi-purpose thing. So this is their toy box down below. And it also is their steps up to their bunk. And then back inside here, there's actually a little side table for charging and water bottles. Well, actually, there's water bottle holders as well. And so lots and lots of different things for everybody built in. And recently I added these curtains for everybody, so they get lots of privacy that way, which has been a really nice addition for everybody. We have a sound machine that we run every night so that everybody sleeps really well, and it's pretty great. This here is actually our duct work. So we have an RV furnace up front, and we ran duct work back to the back, and it's not the most efficient thing in the world. So if we had to change one thing in this entire build, it would be our heating situation. That's it. So I call that a win.
All right, welcome to the outside of the bus. This is actually was an activity bus when it was in the school district, so it didn't really have a whole lot of miles on it, but the biggest reason we like this bus is because it came with these bays. And the bays have been huge for us with not only storage, but fitting some of our systems in there. All right, this middle bay here is actually our garage, so you'll see all of our kind of tools and things like that. But the biggest thing we have in here is we've got a 24-gallon propane tank in here. It's actually 29 gallons, but it holds 24 gallons of propane. All right, in the back bay here has our batteries. We have 8 batteries, totaling 900 amp hours. And they are charged from our solar panels that we have up top. So we have 1140 watts of solar that we got from GoPower. And it pretty much powers all of our needs that we have from a day-to-day basis. Back here we have our deck. It's a 2-foot deck, making the total length of the bus just under 40 feet. This stuff right here, we got it tied down here. I'm actually going to build a swing out rack to hold all this stuff because our rear door does open. And so we like to pull up somewhere and open the rear door, and you can hang out back here. And over here we have all of our gas tanks. I built this custom rack for our generator gas. This rack is actually built out of 100% reused RV parts. So you'll kind of notice we've got jacks from a fifth wheel and just some random stuff that I pulled out of an RV junkyard. So over here we've got our 6,300 watt Yamaha generator. And we use it on heavy power days if we're doing a lot of stuff, crafting. If she's sewing in there, we'll turn on the generator. Our solar will power our air conditioner, but it won't do it for very long, maybe a couple hours. So we do run the generator. It's a lot cheaper to run the generator, and it's less wear and tear on the batteries to run the air conditioner. All right, so back here we have two 55-gallon drums that hold our fresh water, and then we have a selector so we can empty one and then switch to the other. And also our reverse osmosis feeds back into this with the wastewater as well, so it gets mixed in and then goes back up into the coach. We also have a 55-gallon drum for our gray water on the other side, and I just put a 3-inch dump valve on as well, so we can dump, you know, at the RV dumps. So I started a web design company in 2017, and that's basically what I do. I build, I specialize in the Wix platform and building custom websites that are beyond the DIY type of websites that you'll find. A lot of coding and custom applications and things like that.
Yeah. I am currently raising children and schooling children and figuring out what I want to be when I grow up. We boondock exclusively, so we stay, you know, a lot of national forest lands, BLM lands. That's mostly in the west, and then once we get a little bit further east and Midwest, there's a lot of parking lots involved.
Yeah,
and we do have a property in Kansas City that we actually bought for building the bus on, and we stay there sometimes when we're there. But so that's where we home base out of, is Kansas City. That's where my teens are when they're not with us. So that's where we're headed now. Circle back and spend some time with them. And I feel like the more I live this lifestyle, the more out of the box I keep stepping. And I love it so much. Yeah, and him too.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey guys, it's Alexis.
And Christian.
Thank you very much for watching our video.
Yes, and subscribing to our channel.
And don't forget to check out more tiny house stories.
And tours.
Oh, and don't forget to join us on Patreon.
And again, don't forget to subscribe.
See you next time.
Take it easy, guys.